Good morning, everybody. Peter Ciccone, the Entrepreneurs Across America, EAA Diner Discussions. We're doing a shoot today from the Infinity Diner, a great diner, and I am here with Lisa Ludwig, and I have just had the best conversation. I've learned a lot about firearms, guns. Lisa is a certified NRA gun instructor. She owns the Long Island Women's Fire Club Firearm.
Long Island, you messed me up.
Yeah.
Long Island Women's Firearm Club.
Firearm Club.
Yep.
You are also a member of a Girl and a Gun.
I'm the lead facilitator for a Girl and a Gun.
Okay.
And I'm also the president and CEO and chief instructor for She Trains You as well.
She trains you.
Yep.
So, Lisa, how did you get involved in this business? What is your goal? What is your mission? Tell the world.
So this started in.
First of all, welcome.
Oh, thank you, and thank you for having me. I
My
appreciate
pleasure.
that. So this started in about 2019 when I moved to a new home, and there was a lot of riffraff around my house, and I felt that the police weren't coming in time. So I started with the local community, police meeting and trying to get a little bit more patrol, around our neighborhood, which didn't really kind of fell on deaf ears. So we started off with like a free meeting, just trying to get some women involved to come down to just check us out. And we wound up growing to about 3 chapters and 100 women strong. We've been around almost coming on 4 years.
4 years, excellent.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then from there, we started with She Trains You because men would call and say, I want to train from you, but I can't join your club for obvious reasons. So I came up with She Trains You, and it's been a great time so far. Everybody's been loving our training. We have a full female staff that we've raised since basically day one. They were non-shooters, and then we trained them into range safety officers and then into instructors of their own, so they assist us all the time.
How is that transition? You were telling me your whole staff is female. And they came from a non-shooting world like you did. It's not like
Correct.
you grew up around guns and Dad was this aficionado and
Nope.
And I learned you were an adult living in a neighborhood. You didn't like something you saw. And you said, "Hey, we need some protection around here." And you took matters into your own. True community activist. I love.
Thank you.
I love stories like that.
I appreciate that.
And now you have 4 years in.
4 years in.
So you've built the business.
We have. We've
And
come a long way.
congratulations,
Thank
yeah,
you.
and
A lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work, and again on the marketing brain in my head when I see things like a Girl and a Gun. I mean, marketing wise, I love stuff like that.
A Girl and a Gun's a national shooting league that has about 300 chapters through the United States, and we have the Long Island chapter.
And you're a facilitator.
I'm the lead
for that.
facilitator for
And
them.
you've really become like a real aficionado now with guns. And
Thank you.
can I add how many guns do you own?
Many.
Many. Good answer. From zero, just
Many.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I have lots.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, I own a club, so I have to have, a decent amount
And
to
you
help.
train on different. You are pistol and rifle.
Pistol and rifle. Shotgun, I'm kind of working on. Not really my best flavor. Kind of scares a lot of the women, to be honest.
Okay.
So we kind of work with other things that
Okay.
might be a little bit more conducive for their body, for the sound, for just even holding the gun.
And for self-defense, a shotgun is not necessarily the best.
I had a lady come to me. She couldn't even hold up a .22 rifle.
Okay.
So, she's not going to be able to hold up a shotgun. So people, when they unfortunately are uneducated and they walk into a gun store, the first thing they get usually, and was my first purchase as well, is a shotgun. It's just what happens.
So basically, what you do, you help them in all phases of you train them, you help them buy a gun, you teach them how to use a gun.
Correct.
And
The legalities around it.
the legalities is New York. I mean, this is like one of the freest places ever to own a gun, right?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So what
We have all the laws against us.
Okay. What makes things in New York different than the rest of? I mean, how do you navigate that in New York? What are people allowed to own? What are they not allowed to own? And how do you help navigate that?
It's a bit rough because it does change a lot, so we try to keep as relevant as possible and keep up with the times. As we know, we have Nassau County, Suffolk County, so that alone, and then with Riverhead as well. They all have their own handbooks, basically.
Okay.
So what we have to go by is like
Riverhead and Suffolk County are different.
they are.
Oh, really?
As to Yaphank, yeah, and Nassau,
and
which is
Nassau's-
Mineola.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all a little different. They all have like a little Bible you're supposed to go off of,
Okay.
and they all are a little different, somewhat the same, but mostly alike.
Okay.
And we just try to navigate the waters by watching the handbook and abiding by them. And then, what happens is people come into the world and they just go to a gun store and they figured, we'll go right to the range, and and it gets very dangerous
And they
because
don't necessarily know what they're buying themselves or their own strength or what.
you don't know what you don't know, unfortunately. And I was one of them myself, and that's kind of how I started all this. Besides the violent break-in I was talking about earlier,
Sure.
there was a Ring app, and there was a lady running into her house and a man running behind her with a mask over his face and a 9mm in his hand who's donkey kicking, trying to get in after her. So that whole scenario right there completely changed the trajectory of my life into a whole different. I used to be an engineer, so
Sure.
it completely changed everything. Not that I didn't like what I do, but I love what I do now. I'm more passionate, and it really helps me relate to everybody because I was them. I'm not a
Sure.
cop, and I'm not military, and I think
You're
that's
every
why
woman.
I am, or every man too. I mean,
every man. No,
who am I to judge? But just saying that it's nice to have someone who's non-biased. I'm not here to sell you anything. I come with you to the gun store to be a personal shopper, which I wish I had as a new shooter.
Sure.
I tell you.
And what I mean by that, there are a lot of people out there who I believe want a gun, don't know anything about them, or are afraid of guns, who don't know anything about them, and a little bit of knowledge. And again, you're talking to somebody who doesn't own a gun, but and knows very little about them other than what I learned, in scout camp or things like that. And I know the difference between a shotgun and a pistol and
Right.
a rifle. But
Right.
I'm done at that point. And you provide this whole wealth of knowledge and help people, really get to the next level. But one question we always ask on entrepreneurs across America, and you already answered the question: do you love what you do?
Love it.
Oh, God
Leads
bless.
through me. My wife says to me sometimes, she goes, "How can you work 17 hours sometimes in a day?" Like, I don't stop. I'm home. I'm networking. I was talking to you. I was on the phone. For you like an hour. And this is what entrepreneurs that love what they do. And when they say you don't clock watch, that's how they know you're in the right.
Or
you're in
the
right
phone
world.
rings and it's 9:00 at night, or you're checking your emails. Hey, I wanted to get back to that person. And
It's important to me.
And God bless and thank you for coming down. It's been an absolute pleasure. And
thank you.
We hope you love what you do. And Lisa Ludwig, how do people get in touch with you?
So you could get us at our website for the Long Island Women's Firearm Club if you're in the area. We have 3 chapters: Nassau, Western Suffolk, and Eastern Suffolk. So if you're in any one of those regions, you just reach out to www.liwfc.org and just put an inquiry in, and we'll get back to you saying what the next lecture is. And we invite any woman down to come check us out for free at any time. And then my cell is 516-749, excuse me, 749-8650. Call me anytime you have any questions.
And the website one more time.
Well, I can give you the She Trains You too, is www.shetrainsyou.com, and then liwfc.org for the Long Island Women's Firearm Club.
All right, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you
Take
so
care.
much.
My pleasure.